Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen. So today it's gonna be a very tough one. I'm going for a 100-kilometer ultra trail run. It's a mountain trail run. Yeah, and it's in Pune near Katraj Sinhagad trek, and you can see the landscape behind me. We're gonna take a drop off at the old Katraj tunnel and climb all the way up. The climb is really steep. The total elevation gain is gonna be somewhere around 6,000 meters, and yeah, the slopes are pretty steep. I was expecting the weather conditions to be a little bit more accommodating, but it's breezy, it's slightly cold. Yeah, it's getting right before the race. So yeah, I'll show you the landscape. See, that's where it is. I can't follow from here. Anyway, it's beautiful. The journey is even better. We'll keep you posted. Jai Hind and take care.
And welcome. I am Dr. Rajeshwini Devi Thorve, and we have with us our first participant for 100-kilometer championship. What's your name, sir?
My name is Sajal Roy, ma'am.
Where are you from?
Currently, I'm coming from Andhra Pradesh.
So he's from Andhra Pradesh. How excited are you for this jumping gorilla championship?
As excited as a jumping gorilla.
Okay, so when you hear the name jumping gorilla, what comes to your mind? Why is this competition, why is it named jumping gorilla? What do you think?
I think because it's meant for the strongest, and this terrain is such that it will actually test the strength inside you, strength and endurance, and gorilla is the best example for that.
So about Sahyadri Ranges, you know that it's pride of Maharashtra.
Absolutely.
And it's like the hottest hotspot here. And the elevation, it's known for its steep elevation. So when you ascend, it's going to be tougher. So are you prepared for this elevation?
Well, the first part of my preparedness was the history of Maharashtra. The place carries a legacy in itself, right? And that is what inspires the atmosphere over here. As far as the elevation is concerned, yes, it is enduring. It's a very enduring elevation across 17 hills, if I'm not wrong. And we'll be as a team. That's it. We'll go going, keep it slow, be like a good tortoise. That's it.
Be like a good tortoise, yeah. So this is a very good, I think, way to go forward. And I would like to ask you, how much of a responsibility a runner has? How responsibly a runner should race? Like not littering and stuff. What would you say on that?
Definitely not, because environment is always that comes first, and it takes a lot of responsibility for any team and organizers to reach the supplies at that elevation. And across there are somewhere around 7-8 stations that I can look into that, and with that level of supplies. Having said that, whosoever is carrying which sort of nutritional supplies, we must keep it within our bags, dump it to a municipal garbage bag wherever it's possible. I mean, at the starting or finishing point, and we must be running in a fit condition so that we are able to help the other runners. Because if we are fit, then only we will be able to contribute to the evacuation if at all there is any eventuality. No, don't become a casualty, because the terrain is such that it will make you like that. So be a responsible runner for yourself as well as for the environment.
So this route is designed by Jai Govind sir and Adinath sir. These two are the co-founders of Jumping Gorilla. So because of their relentless efforts, you are here today. So anything you want to tell them?
Yeah, I would like to quote to the audience that these organizers, they are just not organizers who are normal organizers. They participate in runs. They have represented India recently in Thailand. Okay, so they are professionals, yes. And I would like to congratulate the team of sponsors from the Infra team, right? If I'm not wrong. Yes. So thanks for sponsoring the event, and of course, you also have a very big contributing hand to the success of the event on that. Having said that, the organizers are very responsible. They have been very patient, and they have been explaining the route directions with patience, and they're there. A lot of arrangements have been done, so we feel safe with that.
Okay, so in times when you feel like giving up, what is your one motivation? That's going to keep you motivated.
So in my kit bag, I'm carrying a tricolor. I'm having a mountain trekking pole, and my goal is that at the 100-kilometer finishing mark, I'll flutter that tricolor with the flag. So that I'm not going to stop until I finish that, no matter what it takes. 28 hours is the cutoff time, but that's okay. Even if I do not come within the cutoff time, I will cross the mark at my own, but I'll flatter the tricolor for sure.
Okay, is this your first 100-kilometer race, or have you raced
I have just been an occasional half marathoner. The last time I ran a half marathon was last year. Karyo Vijay Devas was 22 years old last year, and that was my first half marathon as well, 22 kilometer. Until then, I was a 5 or 10 kilometer occasional runner. So this is going to be my 100 kilometers, and this will be a tribute to all the special forces veterans from Indian Army and from the other forces as well. Because during their training, they complete a 100-kilometer march, and this is the tribute to them.
That's so inspiring. I think it's so nice to meet such new souls, with so much good intentions. I mean, I feel really, really, really proud, and all the best. May the best runner win. Thank you. Anything else you would like to say?
It's a mutual privilege to have you people as here, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Giant, ladies and gentlemen. So the trail run has started. We have crossed the starting line, 700 meters away, and we are pumping out oxygen like there's no tomorrow. It's really an enduring trek. We have all the equipments with us. I'll show you the scene behind me. It's fantastic. Sinhagad. Yeah, sure. So it's a series of 17 such hills around about, completing 100 kilometers. I just want to finish with it. So that's all the gear that we have, like hydration bag, trekking poles, everything. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. Giant. Finally managed to clear the 1 kilometer mark, and this feels refreshing. I'll show you I'm in the middle of the ridge. So that is how the ridge looks. There is the traffic. The sun is very bright. I can't, focus on the screen. So yeah, that's this side of the ridge, and this is the other side of the ridge. Yeah, somewhere in between right now. I'll just keep the camera down, show you the gears. Yeah, that's the trekking pole, the hydration bag, and it's a hydration belt. So right now, I'll just get started along. We have furthermore 17 some hills. The route is well designed with these marks. It's pretty good. Now it's a climb. Yeah, so that's gonna be the elevation. So this is, I guess, the second hill. We have 17 such more, and that's gonna be a plain ground for some little jog. So in this race, in this trail run, it's advised that we better plan it slow and steady, like K2S or something. But the Sinhagad range trail run or trek, I would say, is very unforgiving because of the stony elevation that is there. It's not a ground. So even the trekking poles and all, it's like a very hard to talk, man. 1 second. How it goes, it's pretty steep. And if you fail to lock your poles on the ground, you'll go for a very, very rough, bumpy ride, if you know what I mean. So yeah, these are real rocks. I'll keep you posted. See ya, take care. So I'll show you how the steep climb is right now. Like, this is the path we have descended, and this is yeah. That's a ridge that is there, and that's the flat low line. We'll keep you posted. Giant. The ridge is so steep that we are sitting and descending like this. 1 second. So this is how it is. Yeah, wasn't that? 1 second. Yeah. See, this is the kind of ridge freak. It's damn dangerous. And you keep skidding along. Just had a bumpy ride. So yeah. See ya. So finally managed to cross the difficult ridge part. So now it's like a flat ground. So we're using this pole support, and try to run little double time over here. That's it. That's a piece. The sun is setting down. So approximately we are traveling 2 to 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers per hour max, not more than that. And cut-off time is expected somewhere, I guess, 28 hours for the 100-kilometer mark. I'm not concerned with the 100-kilometer, cut-off time. I'm carrying, this is to the viewers, I'm carrying my tricolor with me. I'll fix my tricolor and I'll flutter it at the finishing point after the 100-kilometer mark. And this is a dedication to all the Special Forces veterans of the armed forces and all others. You see, they have this part as a part of the training curriculum. Yeah, you can see the elevation behind me. I can't do walking. I have to do a fast-paced walk. The thing is, you have to get good shoes like trail running for that. So yeah, I managed to get one from Pune. It's hardly available online, kind of thing. I just put my camera down for a while. Ouch. So yeah, that's pretty much. I should not just meet any snake or something. Like that. Anyway, let's get going. See you, everyone. Best wishes. Take care. So reached the top of a particular cliff, like this. So that's gonna be route. And the sun is setting. I'll have to switch to my head torch. That's gonna sustain for another 12 hours. 12 hours of night time until sunrise. So yeah, that's gonna be a tough one with this terrain, night, and just head torch and all. We got spare batteries, but yeah, let's see how it works out. So right, this is the path. 1 second. Since there was some flat land, we got some pace. You know what is a joke over here? So we feel that whenever there is a downward slope, we will get a good speed or something. The downward slope is the most dangerous because they are rocky, sharp rocks, and you can just fall off the ridge any moment. The climb is really better. The climb is, like something that you can do it in a steady pace. So yeah, right, keep you posted. Yeah, so I've reached my first aid station. I had some refreshments like date, banana and all. Now we're proceeding for that. And this is the 4th kilometer mark. Lot more to go. See you around. So as you see, the sun is setting, so I've put on my head torch right now. This is another aid station that was here. And after this, it's gonna be more on the dark. So it's like that. So yeah, that's it. And maybe I'll shoot a couple of clips at the night. But yes, meanwhile I have to focus on the race. The traction is really tough. See you, take care, Jai Hind. So we have cleared the 6 kilometer mark for now. It's an amazing scene out here. Have a look behind. It's really a tough one, but that's a good one. it is something that is testing the endurance at all levels. So yeah, if you can see the whistling, hear the music. So it's actually this whistle, that the wind that is blowing, that's actually pushing up over here like that. I'll keep you posted. Jai Hind. Hi folks. So yeah, crossed the 11-kilometer mark as of now, and the terrain is very excruciating. Like, you know, you fall, the rocky patches. Sahyadris are really unforgiving, I must say. You know. So yeah, and what happens in the hills, especially, I guess we have crossed somewhere around 5 or 6 hills just in a go right now. Okay, and then we have another 11 more on the other side. So let's see how it goes. At this time, what happens, you know, the body runs out of electrolytes. I'm already packed with a lot of nutrition, like, you know, electrolyte tablets and the energy bar. 8 sessions are there, spaced at a certain distance. But what happens is, you know, the headache starts getting in, and that gets the better of you. And slowly, it's setting, you know, the sun is already set. It will go dark in a while, and then it will be little risky. So yeah, I'll probably switch on this, you know, this is a cool one. Yeah, I'll maybe use this lighter one. So yeah, it gives up to 400 lumens, but if I use it for around 50 or 60, 40 lumens, like you have 400, you have 200, you have 80, you have 40, and then you have nil. So if you use that, it will go for a long duration. So that is, so until then I'll depend on the sunlight part, and then we'll switch. So I'll switch the so yeah, so I have to go up through all the hills, to the first one that you see there, this one, this one, this one, this one, back there. It's another 5 kilometers, and I can expect not less than 2 hours to traverse through that. Okay then, I'll see you around. Take care, bye bye. Finally, it's the sunset time. I have to switch on my torch. Yeah, it's like being a basic kind of 40 lumens only. I'll go at this space. I will. This is how it is. This is with the torch. The illumination is pretty fair. Okay. See you around. Take care. It's pitch dark right now, as you see. This is just the illumination of my torch, and here is a kind of navigation. Imagine. This is really like a Bear Grylls adventure, you see, and that too when you're on solo. It's like, I mean, there is a group, but yeah, like we were a group of 20 runners who were there. 18 of them are ahead of me. I'm in the bottom 2. Yeah, so that's the thing. But this is going to be a great experience. Feels like a real adventure situation. Have a look. Spooky as it gets. So I'm sitting on a steep slope right now. Yeah, I'll get up probably slowly and like get to the top of it. Thank God there's some sort of illumination around. So I'll see you guys later. Take care. Jai, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm posting this message as I'm terminating my race. I was supposed to do the 100 kilometer mark, but I am terminating it at the 21 kilometer mark. The reason is I sustained injuries, got some stomach cramps and here and there. And this is a semi-supported race, which means that there are 8 stations at every 7 kilometers, but in those 7 kilometers, in the length of the 7 kilometers, there is nothing. So God forbid if anything happens, or like any kind of situation that comes in, it will loop in additional resources and will take time, and whatever it is, there are some decisions that you have to take in a calculative manner, and that's exactly what I'm doing. It's a sad feeling to end the race like this, because I wanted to do the 100 kilometers, but I also realized that the Sahyadris, the mountain runs, are no joke. They're the best of the best, and they will take the endurance to the next level. So this is from me. Sign off now. Take care. Jai Hind. Another thing which was a part of this mountain run that I always will remember and cherish is the brazen cold winds that blow up. When you reach the top, in the morning and the evening it's pleasant. In the late hours, it's brazen cold. It's literally brazen cold, and it takes the better of you, especially when you sustain an injury and you have a backpack to carry and all that. So that's it. With this, I sign off. Thank you for being a part, and it was a fantastic run to explore. Road running, treadmill running is one thing. Experience mountain running. You'll feel the heat. Jai Hind. Take care. I thought the race was over. Even getting to the finishing point is another tough deal. Came through this route of boulders and stones. That's the highway, and right now I realize I am above the tunnel. Okay, so yeah. Gentlemen, so I'm signing off from Pune today, and it was an amazing experience coming here for the event of Mountain Trail Run, exploring the history of Maharashtra, and of course the paragliding and a lot of other things, exploring the street of Koregaon Park and many more. It was a fantastic experience exploring Pune people, and it's a very frequent place that I often visit, and I always recommend people to come here for adventure sports and many other things. So it was a great experience. Thank you everybody. Jai Hind, and I'll keep making further vlogs. Thank you. Let's just get off my luggage and all. Gotta be really careful with all of this. It's like a 24-hour long journey. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Jai Hind, take care. Bye. So every trip has a fantastic learning experience in itself. I feel that no matter what you do, sometimes this trip I will always remember because I purposely chose a little bit more hardships for myself. The one thing that I always love about Indian Railways ki chai, always. Anyway, so having said that, I was talking about the kind of hardships. So it was so planned that there was a mountain trail run that was organized in the Sahyadris, that is in the Sinhagad trek, and it was my first of a event. I did not have an experience of any kind of mountain running. Trekking and hiking is very different, but mountain running is very different, especially with the gears and everything, with the trekking poles and everything. So being an occasional 5 and 10k runner, and once or twice I have done half marathon, but on the road, not on here. People advise me to go for the 10 kilometers mountain run, but I had a very different opinion about that. I wanted to go for the maximum straight away, first shot, and I registered for the 100-kilometer category. And then what happened is, okay, it was all exciting. We started doing the climbs. They were very steep, like this. And if you have been in the Western Ghats in the Sinhagad, you know that it's not like a plain climb like that is there. It is a lot of rocks. So even if you're having the trekking pole, you fall off, you skid. So that is the reason I had taken this kind of gloves, which was offering protection against the rocks and all that. And after during the trek, I had sustained injuries. Stomach cramps is like normal. Although I was fully locked and loaded with a lot of things like electrolytes, energy bars, and everything, but situations always get the better of you. So I had sustained injuries, leg cramps, and of course some sprain and all that. I already had an injury from cricket in the month of December, 26th December to be precise. So this was the thing. And then I had chose that I thought that like the 8 stations, it was a semi-supported race, which means that every 7 kilometers there were 8 stations. Okay, and now having said that, in between the 7 kilometers there is nothing. So you're just climbing, coming up. Now this is not a group activity, this is a race. So in the race you will get alone, right? Like either you get back off or you are in the ahead or in the lead or something like that. But yes, you get alone. I also got alone. Like I was in the I was second from the bottom. So yeah, so this was a thing that was going up, and yeah, I felt that in the night time, when your frustration was setting, when anger was setting, this actually loss of food as well, because you are not completely dead up. You are in that kind of minimum nutrition that was keeping you going. So over there, what is happening, is like, you can't afford to be angry, because every 20-30 meters there is a white ribbon. Now if I'm wearing a head torch, I can spot a white ribbon, and then that is the path that I have to follow. Now imagine there's a slope like this. Now I'm coming, now again suddenly there's a turn like steep like this, okay, through the jungles, where I have to hold the branches and some rocks and get down. Okay, so what was happening, like if I'm angry or if I'm just anguished or I'm not in my conscious state, I'm just coming up and see, okay, all of a sudden there is a ridge, straight fall. Okay, so those were the risk factors that were there. And this is why mountain running is a very learning experience. And the final climb, I got deflected in a wrong direction. It was for 4 kilometers deflect, I would say. Again, a 1 kilometer extreme steep climb through rocks and a very narrow ridge, I would say. So like that was it. So yeah, again with that happened on 7th January. So for that I had come to Pune. Started at 2:30 p.m. ended at 4:30 a.m. the next morning. I was able to I was back in my hotel in 4:30 a.m. I took my hotel in Koregaon Park. It was like a nice place around, like the street walk. I like street walking a lot, so exploring like FC Road, exploring Koregaon Park. Although I have been coming regular to Pune since 2008, I would say 2008 or 2007, I would say. But street walking is always a very different experience, right? And having said that, then the next day, on the 8th of January, I went for paragliding in Kamshik, and I felt there's a lot of difference. I spoke to the people who are professionals over there, who do the courses and all. They told the difference, like what is the difference? Because the kind of thermal winds over there they develop, like in the paragliding that is happening in Kamshik, you do not have much height, so it happens by the force of wind, and the winds are something that is needing no introduction. Trust me on that. Especially in the night trek, talking about my previous episode, 7th of January, the night trek after 7:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m., morning 1 a.m., 2 a.m. there, the winds were in high speed, and in 3,000 feet above, my maximum elevation gain was around 1,498 meters, I would say, but it was again multiple hills. So 1 kilometer would be somewhere around having 2 hills or 3 hills. Like if it's a long one, so something like that. So we were thinking that what is happening? I mean, like, why isn't the race finishing? Why isn't 1 kilometer finishing so early? Because in road running you can complete that pretty early, but in the other case it doesn't happen so easily. So again, you have to go up and down, and by the time we have crossed 3 to 4 hills, it completes 1 kilometer. So that was another enduring part. So yes, altogether it was a fantastic thing. A lot of injuries, a lot of hardships. I purposely pushed myself to the breaking point, and I realized that had it been I would have gone for the 10-kilometer mountain run, I might have completed with that 10-kilometer. But having said that, if when I set the limit of 100 kilometers, I was able to complete 21 kilometers till my breaking point, and I could have completed the 100-kilometer as well. But the reason I quit, reason I terminated the race in between is there was no aid in between the 7 kilometers, as I have mentioned previously. So if it was something happens, let's say I get an extreme immobilized state, like I cannot move or something, or I fall off a ridge or something, it will take me additional time for all the volunteers to leave their aid stations and come for the rescue. So imagine if something is happening in between like 3 to 3.5 kilometer mark, so people have to leave from 2 aid stations and come and rescue. So that was a calculated decision that I had taken. Nothing to take it on the personal ego. Events can always happen earlier, but it's always, you have to always think on a dual perspective, that one is your own and the other is the responsibility of the other person as well. So that was the whole point, and that was it. So this was a fantastic thing that happened over there in the trail running experience, I would say. And yeah, 1 second, I'll just done this. Yeah. So this was a fantastic thing that happened in the trail running part. Brazen cold winds, unapologetic terrains. My feet was kicking off the stones, because let's say there was time when we were climbing up, and again, like, okay, rock. Now let's say if you're missing something or the torch, straight away we are hitting on the rocks. Sometimes the rocks are chipping off, and then like we were sliding down. Now with this support, there was no injuries around over here. Otherwise, it would have been a terrible experience. So we were able to grab around, and again, like somehow sustain it. At 2 a.m. mark, when I was closing into the finishing point, taking the diversion around, and there was a steep climb, I noticed that, like, I was in such a state of mind. I was sitting on a piece of rock. I had a descent to go. There I got to know that a descent is far more difficult than an ascent. In the sunlight time, it's fine. You can see things. Okay, if it's a steady slope, you can race down. You're using trekking poles and all that. If it's a steep one, then you have to sit and crawl, like a kid. And but again, if it was something like night time, you got to be very, very, very cautious about it. One wrong move, and you're off the ridge, off the slope. You just slide down like anything. Unapologetic terrains as such. So yes. So my torch battery started giving up. Okay, it was around 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was around, like, I would say 30 minutes away from the finishing point. Okay, it was still around, yeah. So I was at the peak. It was a slope. I was changing the battery. Now I had a mobile light. I was carrying 2 power banks. So with the mobile torch, I was changing the battery. You're switching from the USB light to the battery-based light or something like that. Okay, and then what happened is, I noticed that the mobile slipped off, so it was sliding down. I let it remain like that. I did not go. See, you cannot be on your impulses, because after 10-12 hours, your mind is at another north, is having a different north and all. So I let it go be like that. I could see another torchlight. I just sat for a while, kept changing the batteries, got my thing, got my pack bags, and then I went and took my phone. So this is how it works in the terrains. It was a fantastic beginning of the year. It's a fantastic beginning of the year, breaking yourself. And I always prefer experiences that take the better of me, be it mentally, physically, or anyhow. It should take the better of me, So that was a good learning experience. I still have my cramps, I still have my injuries. However, but the experience is something unparalleled, So yeah, especially what got me after was the cold, yeah. So we never realized that, although I had the bandana caps and everything, but I never realized that it was not enough. It was never enough. So yeah, and the wind cheater jacket, they could just protect you from the winds. But again, like, if you're not a regular of that terrain, it's like little difficult for you to run in the mountain run, especially if it's on a higher category. So yes, so that was it. The next day, I just thought to explore paragliding, Okay, we went to paragliding. I spoke to the professionals over here, just like a local interaction and all that. And there I came across the fact that how paragliding in Kamshit is very different than paragliding in Manali and all. In Manali and the other northern hills of India, northern regions of India, you get a lot of height for the parachute to make a good paraglide. But here it's all dependent on the wind. So there was a time where there was no crosswinds, or there were like slight crosswinds in multiple directions. So we had to wait. It was a halt. Again, when we had a wind on one direction, we could go. And with the given leg injuries and the leg cramps, it was difficult to take a run. However, the people were very cooperative, and I was able to just run and take a take off. And then we gained some height because of the winds. Winds are very nasty over here, I would say. That was like a good experience. The winds are totally, they'll take the better of you somehow or the other. And in my kind of hydration bag, I had a whistle hanging. So even that wind was so enough to get the whistles buzzing across the ears. So that was it. And that was all about 8th January. I started, I think, on 5th, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 5th. I started 6th. I had reached here. 6th, I had to take some of my running gear and everything. 7th was the event. 8th was the paragliding. It was an amazing experience. And it got me adrenaline, to a higher height. I felt good, literally good feeling after an excruciating event. And then again, I was exploring again the street walk. One evening, I was exploring the entire streets of FC Road, and then again, my hotel was there in Koregaon Park, so I was there, and it's like that. So this is how it was, and then again, I kept moving. Now today, I'm returning with a lot of these experiences, and that's it. It was a learning thing. So Pune is a good place to visit for all the things, like for example, you want to travel, you want to explore, you want to do a lot of things, as well as for the adventure and undaunting initiatives that you want to take. Okay, so that is it. So that's about my experience from this mountain trail run, as well as from the event. And with this, I end the vlog over here. The same clip will be there for 2 vlogs. One is completing the Pune trip, and one is for the running vlog. That is a separate video that will be there. So thank you everybody. Jai Hind. Have a great day, and maybe I'll take some rest. Take care. Jai Hind.